Hello guys, so today's video we are going to create some modules and add some tests to them in our basic package so that you can just experience how packages are structured and how it implemented. So that's what I'm going to focus on today. So let's add some modules to our divide and multiply packages, and also we will test those modules using unit test methods. So the first thing, let me go to the terminal and just type tree to see my project structure. So here inside source directory, I will try to add a new file, a new module called, we can call it something like, maybe let's say we want to divide numbers by, by tree, for example, and it's going to be a Python file. And also I can do the same for multiply package. So I can say something like, touch by tree as well. So it means we'll have two packages. So one to multiply numbers by tree, and the divide package is to divide numbers by tree. So now in order to form this, so let me go back to my directories and let's add this. So see here we have by tree module, and in multiply as well we have by tree.py. So let's add some content here and let's write a function, for example, and this one can be something like, it's a divide package. So let's say divide, for example, by tree. I know it's a weird name, and let's add an argument here, let's say num, and then we can return this number, but we want to divide it by tree. So we can do the same as well for multiply package. So inside by tree.py module, we can have another function. We can call it multiply by tree, and we can add this as parameter here and num, and then we can return num, or sorry here num divided, is multiply by tree. So that's for the functions. So we want now to test this. So how we can test this? So we are choosing to keep our test at the top level, so we don't want to create tests inside our package. So we don't want to put, for example, tests specific for divide and another test directory for multiply. So this is called self-contained test, but we want to keep our test at the top level, and maybe we can have a file that test required to open so that we not need to, that can help a lot to save our time. So let's add some tests here. So let me go back to my terminal and let's go to directory test and add some tests here. So our test already contains the init.py file, but now we need to add some here. So let's say here test, and we can say test divide by tree.py, and also we can add another test file for multiply function. So multiply by test, or by tree, here's py. So if we go back to our Sublime text, you can find here our test. So here what we need just to import unit test because we want to keep things very simple. And then we can import our modules. So here we need by tree. So let's say we want to import divide, and we need the by tree module as well. So what we need to import from by tree module, the function, divide by tree. So you can say divide by tree, and then we can write a class. So let me add some space here. So we can add a class here. We can call it test, for example, divide by tree. And this test will take the class test case, just inherit it from, from unit test. Okay, so we can say test case and colon here, and write our function. We can give the same name, just in our case, divide by tree, and don't forget that. And then we can, make a little comparison by saying, for example, self assert equal, just to compare, values. So we can here set divide by tree, and let's choose a number like 12, for example, and let's suppose number here is 4. So another thing you should not forget is to initiate sorry, the unit class. So in order to work properly with that, so here we have unit test mean that can be initiated. And now we are finishing our tests for the divide by tree module. So we can do the same as well for multiply package. So we can just copy and paste this. I'm really lazy, right? I don't want to copy everything. I don't want to write everything again, so let me just paste it here. So here we need just to put multiply, and for the package, of course, we have the same name of the module, and here again we should change multiply, and also we can change here to multiply tree, and the same again here, multiply, and here as well for multiply. Great, so now we want to multiply our numbers. So let's say we can choose something like tree, and here we can get 9. So we initiate the class, and yeah, that's all. Okay, so let's stop here and let's test our modules in terminal. So normally we have to get out this directory and say something like Python tree. So it's easy to test, unit tests, functions, or unit test classes in general. So all you need is just type Python tree. If you have Windows, you can say just py. So here we have test directory, and we can, put the function, we have test multiply, I think. Let's say test divide by tree. Okay, and don't forget py slash here, so it runs successfully. We can do the same as well for the multiply module. So we can say here test multiply by tree dot py, and all the tests ran successfully. So that's all for today's episode. So we just create modules and add some tests to them. So the next tutorial we are going to configure our metadata. So we will try to write some content in setup.config, and also we'll use our PyProject.toml to tell our setup tools how the package can be built and installed. That's what I'm going to focus on for the next episode. Hope you can find that useful, and thanks for watching, and bye from now.
Master Boy.